Jovana, može samo muzika. Welcome, everybody. I hope you enjoying this little atmosphere that we made for you. Of course, this is not just a demo day today. We are also going to celebrate 9 years of IMPA Belgrade. It was a long journey, and as it is, because it's the end of the year, we always like to look back and see what we did during this year. I will firstly focus on 3 demo days we had before this one. So spring, summer, and autumn, and mention the teams that we have decided that won. And they are really made us proud during this year, especially the winners, as it is. I don't think that I need to talk much about Sign Avatar, who won the spring version. You are probably all familiar what he did, they did. In the summer demo day, the winner was Lupa Technology. Also, there is not much to talk about them. You're all aware what they are doing right now in Boston and New York City. Last but not least, Momchilo, you're here with us today. Filament Tech, they are winners of the last demo day before this one. And they did some amazing progress with approving the technology working. They won startup competition at Labena Ventures and many things behind that also. Apart from that, I asked Marco Nannini yesterday to help me because he is a member of the global board. Because I want to turn around also on what Global Network did as an IMPA Hub Global. What we agreed on that is the biggest highlight of this year is that we had more than 800 programs, which made 60% of women, and 1/3 of them managed to finalize it. So we have more than 24,000 program runners, and we have more than 2,500 new ventures, which employs more than how much? 8,000 people. So I think we did our fair share when it's about impact. When we look in our local programs and what we did in Serbia and in the region, I cannot but to not mention the program that we do with USAID Grupa Izađi. I don't see anybody from group here. They will join us today, I hope, with supporting LGBT youth. We had more than 30 applicants coming through our programs. Half of them actually were just one or single person trying to make their impact, and the half of them was already formed teams who went through our acceleration. During this year, we had more than 80 companies going through the IMPA Hub, coming and going. Of course, some stayed, some are on their way around. And in this is 34th demo day in a row. And in these 34 demo days, we managed to gather 3 million euros for the ventures that had pitched here. But also that's without the biggest number, and I think the biggest success, one of the biggest success this year. In the summer, Higher Up, one of the startups from our community, raised 1.5 million in USA. So Nemanja is not here with us today, but I believe he will have some nice things to say about it. All in all, I wish you a pleasant time here. Hope to see you also in spring. Now I will give time to the jury members to present themselves as we move forward to our demo day. Today we made a huge lineup, I will say. We have 7 jury members, and I will firstly give time to present them to the girls in our audience, and then go back to the gentlemen.
Me first.
Zoe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoya. I'm part of the Serbian startup ecosystem for too long. But I'm really looking forward because some of those startups I've never heard before. So looking forward to hear what's happening, and it's great to be here.
Hello from me too. My name is Kristina Jankovic. I am the executive manager of the Serbian Games Association. Our members are teams and companies in Serbia making video games. So that's sort of my niche, but I also like hearing different startups for a change to see how they are managing to navigate maybe this year that's been particularly tricky. And hopefully we can help a great number of them to succeed in what they are trying to do. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Christina. Nella?
Hi, everyone. It's a lovely turnout today. My name is Nella Lukic. I'm the co-founder of Isla Consulting and an angel investor here in Serbia. We're a unique communications consultancy that really tries to help startups grow their brand from the idea phase. And we connect to impact. We work between Serbia and the GCC countries. And I'm really happy to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm from Native Teams. And Native Teams is a platform which helps freelancers, remote workers, and their employers to get properly paid and also to be properly employed. I've been in marketing for the past 6 years, and this is my first time actually being a jury at an event like this. And thank you guys. So I'm really looking forward for this, and I'm really excited. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marco Nannini. I am the CEO of Impact Hub Milano, Torino, and Florence, and I'm even the part of the board member of the global association. And we manage as Impact Hub 2 groups of business angel. One is called Angels for Impact, and the other one is called Angels for Women. That is the first group of business angel, female business angel that invest only in female startups. And several times I'm here for the demo day, so I'm happy to be here again.
Thank you, Marco.
Thanks, Marco.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Giuseppe Pisano, head of innovation for We Make Future Festival, one of the largest events regarding digital and innovation in Europe. Basically, we have a huge network of open innovation stakeholder, VC, CVC, business angel, and we try to matchmaking new opportunities with the startup and scale up. Regarding me, I was a tech entrepreneur, work also for EIT Digital, where we're helping digital deep tech company to fundraising international, usually Series A, Series B. And one thing that I would like to say, doesn't matter who is gonna, and I think I will talk on behalf of all the jury members. I would like to thank you all for the impact you are trying to generate with your entrepreneurial spirit. Thanks.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you. We have our last jury member, but not the least, Fred, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hello. Hi, Alexa.
Hi, we hear you. Just continue.
Hi, this is Fred from Purpose Tech. I run an investment fund focused on impact startups in Western Balkans and beyond in the whole region of Central Eastern Europe. Happy to be here. I was in Belgrade about a month ago, so hopefully I can be there in person next time.
Thank you, Fred. So yes, now we will start slowly to the pitches. I just wanted to say that this demo day has always been special to me because my first job in Impact Hub was actually on demo day for 2 years, which I recently figured out because I know that probably there is some people in the crowd that I may lie to, but not intentionally, that I'm here longer than I am actually. So we will just go quickly through the startups who are pitching today. The first will be Presla from Montenegro. I hope Joanna is with us.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. I hope you have your slides ready.
Yes.
The second one will be Spectra. Anna Ashanin is with us here. Third one, oh no, Anna is starting right away. What's this? Okay. The third one is Cozy Access, Ivan. The fourth one will be your listeners, Milana. And the fifth one is Nico, who is right now traveling from North Macedonia because he had an event in Skopje, and we hope that he will arrive in time to have his speech. So, Jovana, I leave the stage to you. I just please give her the host permission. I please you to give us back when you finish with your pitch.
I hope you can all see my presentation. Yes, perfect. So hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Jovana. I wish to say happy birthday to the Impact Hub. It's a great pleasure to be here and present our idea. In front of my team, I will present the idea of Prezla. So Prezla tackles several different social and environmental problems. So according to the statistics, 22.6% of people in Montenegro are facing with the risk of poverty. On the other hand, we have that 83 kilograms of food per year per person is wasted. That also generates some costs up to 25 euros monthly. Globally, numbers are even more concerning, that 11 persons died every minute out of hunger, while on the other hand, we have 930 million tons of food wasted, which makes it also the third largest polluter in the world. So Prezla wants to kind of tackle these problems, providing a service. So we are a platform that enables food retailers that possess the excess food and surplus at a discounted price for everyone that wants to buy it for themselves, for their own consumption, or as a donation to other people that cannot afford the food. So graphically, we are the intermediary platform between bakeries, pastries, supermarkets, restaurants, and food suppliers, and all the individuals, NGOs, and corporate socially responsible businesses that want to buy that food for themselves or to donate it. So it seems we charge the percentage of food that is sold through our platform. So we estimated that only in Serbia and Montenegro, there are 20,000 different food retailers. In Europe, that makes 300,000. And we are very much optimistic that in next 5 years, we can generate up to 500,000 in revenues and up to 1 million in next 10 years. So we have some for 3 different sides. We have an added value. So for consumers, it's an opportunity to buy the fresh and quality food at a discounted price, to explore the market, different restaurants, and to have kind of an emotional benefit for doing a good deed, for making a donation. For NGOs, they can make a larger social impact, connect with businesses, and reduce food waste. On the other side, all the businesses can actually reduce their costs for food that is being wasted. They can market and test different products, and they can also be recognized as a socially responsible business. So in terms of impact, we hope to at least halve the food waste that is generated per year per person, and also we will halve the carbon dioxide that is produced, the pollution that is produced by that waste. Also, the people receiving the social help will also increase. We are already working very hard on it. So we bring together multiple actors in the food to fight the food waste. We educate through social media, through TV appearances. We write blog, and we also we did some kind of workshops with young people to educate them about food waste and how they can change their everyday habits and to eventually reduce the food waste. Why should you choose and recognize Prezla as a successful venture? Because we are a social venture, we provide donation system, we are primarily a woman-led startup, and we want to promote the zero waste principle. So besides me, Dragana and Tamara are also working hard to bring this idea through. So we educate, write, and discuss about the food waste, and we dream to become that the leading platform that will bring together as many actors as possible to fight the food waste. These are some of the pictures from different startup pitch that we also competitions that we also won before. You can see that Tamara is very much present in different kind of media. And I also invite you to follow us on Instagram and kind of provide us support. Thank you very much for your attention.
That was under 5 minutes.
Okay, I have 15 seconds more.
So now it's about jury.
Thanks for your pitch. Could you please tell us a little bit more about go-to-market strategy, more in depth? What are you doing, and KPI at the moment, both on the retailer side and the customer side?
So from the customer side, we are really actually investing a lot in marketing and talking about our idea in many TV shows and by writing blog and doing these workshops. So we are trying to actually bring this problem on the table, which was not discussed at all previously. Also from the retail, so from the food supplier side, we already discussed how can we make this kind of business model with them, and they are very much interested. One of the biggest food suppliers in Montenegro are interested to register on the platform, but we have to kind of make a business model ideal. How can we present that food? Would that be like individual articles or like a package of food that we can offer? The initial idea was that people would not know what they will buy, because restaurant or supermarket, they don't know what will be left at the end near the expiry date. But we are trying kind of to modify that part, because we're not sure how much people would be willing then to buy the food if they don't know what they're buying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the pitch. Thank you for the pitch. Okay, thank you for the pitch. I hope this works. I'd like to understand a little bit about your competitor, because there is several platforms that do the same, like Too Good To Go,
Yes.
similar. So what is your yes?
Indeed, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, Too Good To Go is very successful, and that's the largest business-to-customer platform that provides that kind of service, and that they make the surplus food available to people. They are in more than 100, I think, countries already, and they're very successful. And that's one of the role models we are trying to follow, but to make it more accustomed and to customize it for our market, because in our market there are no like in Western Balkan, there are no that kind of app. There are some different, like Eat Me app, that they are present and kind of going individual, like in the people's households, and how they can reduce their food. And we think that with this kind of idea, we add the value to that. So, but it will be really nice if as many more apps and ideas could tackle this problem, because this is only the consumption part of food. There are a lot of waste in the distribution, in production, in those kind of. So it's also how to tackle directly from producers that they waste a lot of food. So it's really a challenging problem, and it will require much more innovation, I think, in the future. There are also other apps. I know in Spain and in Holland, there are different kind of apps also that similarly, but with some different aspects.
Jovana, thank you so much. You're handling a really big global problem. So that's amazing. I just want to know more about the regulatory challenges that you have in Montenegro, where you're launching, and how you're tackling those, and how you are working with government institutions.
Thank you very much for that question. So first of all, as a social venture, that kind of entity does not exist officially in Montenegro, which makes it very challenging. We are registered already as a startup, as a company, normal limited liability company, but we are not recognized officially as a social venture, any kind of different than any other business. That's one of the challenges. The other challenges is that we are not the food waste, for example, those donations are kind of, for example, if some restaurant or supermarket want to donate the food, they need to pay the VAT, the tax, value-added tax, if they the same as they sold that food, and that's very much discouraging them to donate that kind of food, which would be great. And we are trying to bring that topic always in the media, so they can really think about it and kind of start to solve that problem. On the other hand, we are trying to win as much as support, because we are social venture, because we are 3 girls running the business, and I think they're very much interested. But in the end of the day, yeah, it's something that we have to deal with ourselves, and we have to compete like any other business. That's a bit,
So, okay, we have time for one more question.
Well, I will just build upon what was mentioned here. So I think the business where you're getting in, it's actually a proven model. So I think that's great, right? As I think Marco pointed out, there's a lot of players in the field, and still some of the countries in our region, they don't have a strong player, right? I know, for example, I was looking into Slovenia. So I think the point here is that it is quite proven that the unit economics don't work with markets that are below 1 million, right? So if I'm not wrong, Montenegro has about 600,000 in total, right?
Yes.
Podgorica has about 200,000. So I think it's important that you guys figure out the strategy how to go out quickly, right? Because basically it's very unlikely that the model will work in Montenegro, the unit economics. So that's one point. And the second point is that you spoke about this kind of magic bag. So this is a concept that works very, very well. You know, I would encourage you to basically implement this ASAP, because this is what kind of got off the ground many of the other startups or companies that are pursuing the same. So maybe my question is on the first note. So what is your kind of expansion strategy? When and how do you want to get out of Montenegro?
Thank you for the question. Indeed, we were thinking to make a Montenegro kind of testing market, where we'll be ideally we would test different stages of our platform and how it will function, and immediately go abroad next to next neighboring Serbia, because we also think the people there would be more kind of open and willing to try this kind of platform. But yeah, thank you for the encouragement for the magic bag. That would be the part of the testing process. So we will see how it will go. For now, we are still we have some kind of prize that we want from before, and we are developing platform with the software development team. So we will see how that will go. But definitely, yeah, Montenegro is not the main focus. That's for sure.
Thank you, Jovana. It was a nice presentation, and I believe jury liked it.
Thank you.
So in this competition, we go for our next competitor, which is Spectra. Anna is here with us. I leave you the power of changing the presentation. Use it wisely. It's there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered how fires are being detected? This is crucial because timely detection prevents massive natural disasters. Whether it's wildfires or industrial fires, traditional fire detection methods are not sufficient and unfortunately leave us vulnerable to these threats. The key lies in new technologies. What if we can develop an intelligent system that detects fires as soon as they start? We can leverage artificial intelligence and surveillance systems in order to create a digital assistant for monitoring the field. And we can also connect to cameras, establish a control over them, and make them even more intelligent and make our system even more precise. With that idea in mind, we have created Spectra, an intelligent fire detection system, and this is how the whole process works. So first of all, the cameras should be mounted on key points and transmit the stream to a cloud. In the cloud, our state-of-the-art AI algorithms detect fire and smoke in real time and alert our clients in any preferred way. We provide our clients with the intelligent tool that detects fires and a communication channel. So we provide our customers with access to a dashboard with all the case statistics and analytics, as well as a communication channel for receiving the alerts. So our business model is segmented as software as a service and software on-premise model. Both public sector, such as governments and municipalities, as well as private sector, such as boat marinas, industrial facilities, and tourist complexes have shown interest in such a solution, and we mark them as our target clients. We have gone through the proof of the concept and the piloting phase of our software development, and we have also implemented and tested our system in real case scenarios. So we are currently preparing our system to the market establishing. So yes, our system has been established on public surfaces of Montenegro during this summer. We have 2 successful pilot cases established with the Luštica Peninsula and the capital city of Montenegro as our primary testing clients. And according to the words of the commandeer of the fire department of Podgorica, they have never had a more successful summer fire season than ever before. And also, according to our competition, we have created a pure software solution that differentiates us from other competitors, which enables us to connect to different types of hardware solutions and also to establish a case versatile system that can be implemented on both green surfaces and also industrial surfaces. My name is Anna Ashanin, and this is my team. We are a team of 5 people, 5 developers, engineers, and managers who have utilized their knowledge and combined their energies to make this idea work. Thank you for your attention, and connect with Spectra and catch the fire just on time. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, thank you.
So, jury.
Hi, thank you, Anna, so much. It's very interesting side of things we don't often think about. So tell me about the algorithm. Did you develop it in-house? Is it already registered? Are there any original IPs connected to the startup?
Well, we use 3 types of AI algorithms for establishing our system. 2 of them are state-of-the-art that are already open source and implemented and open for usage. And 1 of them is developed by myself because I'm a machine learning engineer. So yes, we have 3 steps of fire confirmation, which the image comes to, and then the system alerts clients using that 3 algorithms.
Thanks, Anna. Great presentation.
Thank you.
I've heard of several solutions, so it's really a big problem, and I'm sure that all these primary customers are looking for solutions. So what I find really innovative here, but I want to see if I understood it well, it can be used on an existing infrastructure. So if there are already security cameras, basically you can easily plug into that stream and just use the algorithm behind, right?
Yes, you're correct. So we make cameras intelligent.
Okay,
That's part
awesome.
of our idea.
Awesome, thanks. And one follow-up question, you mentioned first customers. Did they pay you anything, or will they? Is there something planned in that regard?
Currently, they didn't pay for that because we needed them for our testing phase. So we have two fire departments that we cooperated with them. Yes, but the plan is for the next year to for them to open the tender for such a solution, because they saw the benefits of using this technology. So that's part of the public sector cooperation. They need to open a tender for Montenegro, and then for us to enable our solution as a market solution that we can connect to them.
Can you comment a little bit on the existing infrastructure? And question 2 is, how much does it cost to install a new camera eventually? Should it not be present in the existing infrastructure?
Okay, so if I heard the question well, the question was how difficult it is for the system to establish a control over the camera. Am I right?
No, sorry. Can you hear me now better? Is it better? Yeah. So my question was if you can comment on the existing infrastructure, i.e., what's the availability of the pre-installed cameras in nature, right? So question 1, and question 2, how much does it cost to install a new camera? Should it not be available?
Okay, so our solution is pure software solution, and we don't deal with the hardwares. We don't provide hardwares. For our solution, we just need the IP connection to the camera, username and password, and etc. So basically, we establish a connection over the camera within just a few minutes. So if we have all the needed information about the cameras, we connect to them. And how much would it cost? Well, it depends on the size of the area which is monitored, and also it depends on the number of cameras that are allocated for that certain case for fire detection. Did I answer all your questions?
So are those cameras usually available, or are they not available? That's kind of what I'm trying to understand. I understand you only do software, but you do need the hardware for the solution to work. Yeah. So is this usually available, or do you usually have to, does the client have to install the camera?
Okay, I understand your question now. So for the public sector, they are usually not available when it comes to Balkan countries, because they don't have the needed infrastructure, which is why we needed to establish a connection to a telecommunication company that actually is our primary telecommunication partner and establish the cameras to the key points. And when it comes to the business side, actually on the private sector, cooperation to them, they already have cameras installed. For example, Boat Marina, because they also have their fire suppression and fire detection strategies. They already have cameras, and they are usually, when it comes to Montenegro, Croatia, and Italy, as I remember, they are IP cameras, and which means that we can establish a control over them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to understand, due to the fact that there is a lot of competitor with different solutions, so how you think to become a leader in this sector?
Well, by providing a software solution and by providing the good algorithms, because when it comes to our experience with talking to other governments and municipalities, for example, in Croatia, they have already established similar system in 2015, and they're not satisfied with that because there were so many false positive alarms. There were some security issues with the cameras and etc., which is what we heard from them and used in our case to make more algorithms that will enable better accuracy and precision of our system. So it is the primary focus. And the other one is software solution that will enable our clients with the existing cameras infrastructure just to integrate to them, not to buy any new cameras with, for example, AI chips or more sensors, for example, thermal imaging cameras, infrared cameras, and etc. We just need the optical information.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Question.
Hi.
Hi.
It was a great presentation.
Thank you.
So did you consider any types of partnerships, or did you have any visibility when it comes to marketing, media?
Yes, in Montenegro, we have competed earlier in some similar startup competitions. We also won there, and almost every media in Montenegro has been writing about Spectra because as I already mentioned, the commandeer of the fire department was in our recent event where we were sharing our experience and results and the statistics of the implemented system. So almost every media in Montenegro has wrote about Spectra, which you can Google as well. And also when it comes to our marketing focus. So we plan to actually talk to local hardware providers from, for example, Spain, Portugal, and etc., and talk to them because they already have cooperation with their governments, which we will use to establish a connection to them. I have shown our business plan is to go business to government, not business to directly to government, because we need hardware to exist. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You,
Okay.
we have agenda to follow. I'm really sorry. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fiona. Stay near. Don't run away from the hub. We have to announce the winners after. You can go to your place. Sorry, Giuseppe, for interrupting you. As you are the one of the sponsors of the event, right? Startups are actually today pitching not for just the fame. They are also pitching for 100 euros provided by native teams for our 1,000 euros. And tickets to Rimini to We Make Future Festival. We have our next pitch, which is Cozy Access. Ivan, come with me. I will give you my mic and the pointer.
Okay. Hi guys. Did you have problem parking on your way here? Yeah. Fred certainly didn't. Okay, I'll be talking about Cozy Access. It's a parking management system new. Who we are? We are actually a group of enthusiast friends, and who are willing making parking easy. We started a few years ago as a startup for Airbnb for parking. It was B2C concept, and it was working quite good until COVID-19. Then we pivoted our business to B2B and used the technology we made to make a system for parking management and parking payment. Carefully listening to our clients and their demands, and in order to make really exceptional product. And the problems, a lot of problems. Certainly the most famous one is there is no parking, actually a lack of parking spaces. But business and residential have problems with losing access cards and fobs, and their clients usually try to abuse system by replicate those ones, and administrators of those systems are dealing with very complex management with access grants, with creating, canceling, or editing access grants. Shopping malls are dealing with parking vacancy, a lot of free parking spaces, and they want to capitalize them. They want to earn some money. So they usually in populated areas. So why wouldn't they use like upfront booking for long-term parking for tenants or for people living nearby? Parking payment, a lot of single points of failure, like coders, banknote readers, parking payment machines. And of course, how many times you guys were standing in line, waiting in front of the parking machine, trying to pay your parking ticket and get out there? or even like wandering through the parking, looking for a parking payment machine and trying to find it somewhere in the vast parking. Okay. Solution exists. Existing solutions are usually with low security, massive hardware. They're pretty expensive. They're non-flexible, and we order something the opposite. High security, modern solution, fully flexible, and it's software-based, ticketless. So it's green, it's affordable, it's with flexible payment options and other convenient options for users like upfront booking. And it's, of course, above all, it's easy to integrate through our API. And in this moment, in this world of integration and interconnecting, it comes up to be like the bottom line of everything. Okay, here's our year-over-year growth in monthly maintenance revenue and some other important data to us like traffic or active users or parking payments, and they're increasing exponentially. This is just in past year. Our business model foresees actually several types of earnings. It's like system integration, system installation. The other one is parking access maintenance monthly fee, and the other one is parking payment transaction fee. It's suitable for residential buildings, office buildings, and office parks, for public parking, shopping malls, logistics centers, hotels, and basically wherever you have high frequent traffic. So the bottom line and the bottom goal of everything is to become number one app for parking in Belgrade, Serbia region, and why not furthermore, and to help people cozy park their car. Okay. Thank you, guys.
I found somebody taller than you. So, jury?
Sorry, can I ask how it work?
It works fine. It works fine.
How is work?
It works fine. No, it's actually the system overview is basically it consists of client side and cloud side. Like cloud side is like we have a cloud-based solution. It's cloud server, which communicates with our gatekeeper unit. It's like a small commanding device, which can you install basically everywhere, and you can drive a command on barrier, I don't know, door, gate, whatever. So it's communicating in some sort. It's an APN network. It's a sort of a local network over GSM. And the client side based on premise is one workstation used as a local server, which and some like cameras, tags, whatever. It's working in the site.
But as a client, I use my mobile phone. I need to use a device. What I need to use?
You use as a client, you enter parking over the LPR, license plate recognition camera, or if it's not working, you use your mobile phone to read the QR code.
Okay, thanks.
So basically, we found out that people rarely lend their mobile phones or leave them at home.
Okay.
So we're using phone instead of cards.
Can you just go back to your growth slide and tell me more about this one?
This one?
No, the one.
Oh, yeah, that's the monthly maintenance revenue. It's one of our types of earnings.
So
basically,
you're
when we
currently
install
in revenue.
What?
You're currently earning this revenue, yes?
Yeah. We already passed through product market fit or through proof of concept and everything, and this is actually working. We have like at least 10 the biggest developer clients in Belgrade. Like it's already, the system is already installed and working in Airport City, Skyline, West 65, Ušće shopping mall, Beo shopping mall. It's currently installing in Delta City, and Scepter Shipyard, GTC sites like Green Cart and 41. So we already have clients.
Thanks for the presentation. Two questions. Could you clarify regarding average sales cycle, who are your customer, and the development strategy, how you think you are gonna gain more market share?
How we're gonna gain more money?
No, market share.
Market share.
Yeah,
okay,
and
okay.
also average sales cycle, like
somehow we found out like this parking business is probably the branch of security business that develops the slowest. I don't know, and people usually use here conventional parking systems with fobs, with access cards and everything. And the problem is that clients has changed. Clients, they're basically, they have more needs, and those old systems they just don't fulfill their needs anymore. So and there's a lot of like hybrid clients which use like parking grants for like one type of their customers, and they want to sell the other parking places and get some money from parking lease, like or on monthly base or hourly base, whatever. So we somehow founded this niche which we actually belong to. Like those hybrid parkings are pretty much unsolvable for regular and conventional systems, because you have to have two systems, one for payment and one for access control, and we are offering those two in one application, in one system. And it's very affordable. So basically it could be used as add-on on already installed systems. So basically what we did in shopping malls Ušće and shopping mall Beo, they already had their payment systems, but their payment systems are somehow, they offer like, okay, you take a ticket, you get inside, there is no upfront booking, and they wanted to somehow capitalize their empty parking spaces. And the other one is they use people in shopping malls, they have actually costs over their system. That ticket costs some money, and they're offering free parking, and they want to reduce costs in shopping malls. So that's how we fit in. We reduce costs for customers, and we actually somehow add the value on their systems already installed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fred, I think you had a question.
Thank you. Yeah, just a quick one. So I think it's quite clear the value for the drivers, right? But what's the value for the owners of the parking spots?
Sorry, Fred, I didn't hear.
Yeah, sorry, that I think it's quite clear.
The owners of the parking.
Yeah, but what's the value for the owners of the real estate of the parking places?
Yeah, the value is basically we can offer we can adopt our system to their needs. That's maybe the best value we found out is like high flexibility we offer. So there's a lot of customers, like we had one customer, Airport City, which they basically have like 4,000 parking lots for 12,000 people working there in 140 companies, and they needed a system to help them shared administration. So we made a system where you literally can share administration of on your parking, the whole parking. So you can make a manager in one small company which can manage like his 50 parking lots, or something. So we basically find our place in that high flexibility. That's maybe the
Thank you.
I think, yeah, that's it. Amazing. Thank you so much. We go with our next speech. Milena.
I've seen there is another nudge in one thing, so I'm actually the second. So can you hear me? Yeah. So, excuse this one. So which one? Oh. So imagine a platform where you can actually find people who are not trained to see the bugs in your code or problems and help you deal with your problems, but who are actually here to see all of your potentials, to see everything that you can do. And afterwards, they are here to cheer for you. They are here to blow at your back. They are here to cry with you when you need somebody to cry with. They're here to go through some boring presentation with you if you need boring presentation to go with somebody. They are here to be everything that a good friend used to be when I was young, and we have somehow all forgotten about it. So welcome to your listeners. So I don't think I need to elaborate more on the problem of loneliness and that it's actually an epidemic and that we actually live in kind of a small world that is tailor-made for us and we don't have a lot of joint experiences. So what is the solution that we offer? So we offer a platform where we will actually have a pool of listeners who will be partly from psychology, with psychology background, and partly with non-psychology background. But the essence is that we will actually select them by their human traits and their interest in people. So we will first pre-select them, and then afterwards they will go through training, a little bit of psychotherapy training, a little bit of deep listening, and NLP. So how did we come up with this idea? So my co-founder and I founded Languages Online Learning Platform 5 years ago. And besides making all the rookie mistakes that the first startup founders make, we've observed this behavior that I've actually seen in Japanese market 10 years ago, and that is that people come to language learning platforms looking for somebody to listen to them. Unfortunately, we teachers try to teach them something. Afterwards, we've tried, okay, let's see, maybe people want psychotherapy. So we tried implementing psychotherapy in our platform. It seemed that actually people are not looking for psychotherapy. It's actually totally the other side of the spectrum. So they were literally looking for somebody to listen to them. So we've decided to be brave and actually make your listeners platform. So we have an awesome team of psychologists, marketing experts, and HR. And we're here to conquer the world. So hopefully we have an MVP. So we're using our language learning platform as an MVP. So we're going to test first users, expats, try European and American market, find product market fit, hopefully in 12 months. And in 8 months, we try to go to Japanese market. So competition is actually on two sides. So we have mental health platforms and we have chat platforms. Like BetterHelp or Talk to Strangers, Rent an Online Friend. So the most similar to us are 7 Cups and BuddyHelp, but they are chat platforms. So you can only chat and we will have like live streaming with people. Our business model will be pay-per-use in the very beginning. Hopefully that will get to the subscription model later. We will work on B2B collaborations with retirement nursing homes and institutions that work with people living alone. And we will have, of course, from the very beginning, cross-promotion model with some psychotherapy platform. So we need support and mentorship because we've never done it before to make a platform that works outside of the Serbian region. And we need a pre-seed investment. So thank you. We're here for listening and support.
Thank you, Milena. So, jury, let's go.
Hello. No. This one. Hi, thank you. So as mental health is a sensitive theme, so I wanted to ask about the privacy. So I'm a user. Is there any way that it can be unknown from my side?
Meaning that you cannot use a platform camera just to be private?
Yeah, exactly. And my
Yes, of
name and
course.
camera, everything.
Of course,
yeah.
of course, of course. We'll
Okay.
work on privacy issues. So that's the first issue everybody asks. So yeah, so that will be our primal concern.
Thank you.
So your listeners, they are psychologists or not all of them?
Not all of them. So we're going to test actually to see what people prefer. So my idea is to actually select psychologists that will work with lonely people. But we will see, because for example, in our region, it's actually sensitive, and with our asking people what would they choose, they would prefer non-psychologists than psychologists. So we have a pool of both for in the beginning, so we will see.
I just have a comment following on the privacy conversation or the privacy question, is that psychologists and doctors, they take something called the Hippocratic Oath, and then they cannot speak about their patients. Whereas with listeners, how would you circumvent that? Because it's obviously not a psychology platform. It's a chat.
It's a chat platform.
It's a chat platform.
Yes. So think
So
of it
would
as a
you
chat
have-
platform. It's just that think of listeners with background in psychology, but just you can choose a person. Milena doesn't have a background in psychology, and there is Alexandra. Alexandra has a background in psychology, but she's just a listener.
Okay.
Milena, how is this different than online therapy?
Sorry?
How is this different compared to online therapy?
Well, it's totally the opposite side of the spectrum. That's what we are dealing with problem of loneliness. So we are not dealing with it's not mental health problem. It's actually a chat platform. You can talk, there are people looking for conversation partners to talk on topics like hunting and fishing and what they've done yesterday. So I always talk about Veljko. So I've been testing this on my platform, language learning platform, for 5 years now. So I have a lot of clients that are actually who I'm listening to. So Veljko, for example, he's with me for 2 years. So the retention rate for this product is really very high. He actually starts every day with me talking about his previous day. So what has he done? He's been to hunting. He just actually need the conversation partner.
Okay,
it's not like therapy. That's what I want to say. It actually, the only similarity with psychotherapy that is that we're actually going to choose psychologists because they are better in understanding people.
And compared to Clubhouse?
Compared
so people go to Clubhouse to talk, right? And somebody is there always to listen.
I didn't understand.
Compared to Clubhouse, it probably means in-person clubs where you can go. No, Clubhouse, yeah. Clubhouse, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, probably similar. I haven't heard about it actually, so I have to check in. But the point is that we would like to have psychologists, like people who are trained and who are first pre-selected for so that's the essence. So we want to select people who are actually born to work with people, and then put them in the situation to work with people. Because the situation is that in other platforms, people, for example, like 7 Cups, you can volunteer to be an empathetic listener. But those people are not pre-selected and not being trained to do that. And it's really not a good thing. So I've tried even to be an empathetic listener. So on 7 Cups, it's really not a good idea. So you first have to pre-select people who have certain characteristics and then train them for that job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I have 2 different questions which are actually tied together. So the first one is about revenue. We went very quickly over that slide. So if you are you paying the service from the users, like individuals, or maybe nursing homes and institutions? And if it's the first one, can you tell us more about your plans for scalability? Because you would need a lot of listeners to cover a lot of people dialing in every day. So does that shrink the revenue stream? And tell us something about that.
Yes, well, we're going to pay per service, and we're going to pay up to 50% to our listeners. So at this point, so comparing to language learning platform, so we have around 100 users for now. So we have a revenue around 10K per month. So I think that if we go global, that we can actually like not triple it, but like 10 times more than that. And we actually think that it's very scalable, because if we have a platform that we can actually that can cater around 100 listeners, then we can actually have a lot of users. You're welcome.
What do you expect that the people paid for these services? How much?
So a little bit less than psychotherapy and a little bit more than language conversation lessons. So I think 20 euros. So we're going to start at 20 euros per session for 25 minutes.
Another question, sorry.
No, sorry. 20 for 1 hour, 10 for 25 minutes.
Maybe the question is a bit harsh, but imagine a person is unknown and you're having a conversation with them, and hopefully that won't happen. But if it's a serious situation, I don't know, maybe suicide or something like that, you're getting messages. How will you help the person?
No, we will not help the person. So that's why we have cross collaboration. First, we will start with cross collaboration with psychotherapy platform, and we will definitely. That's the first thing that we will do. Actually, is to redirect them to the best place, because we cannot help. So we are there to deal with problems of loneliness, not the problem mental. That's the key issue is that this is not a mental health problem. This is like a platform for loneliness issues. Like in Japan, they have a ministry of loneliness, ministry literally. So it's a huge problem in Japan. So 10 years ago, when I started working as an English teacher, I've realized that everybody is coming there just to talk, and especially seniors.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it. I was trying to make time for Nico to get from Skopje, but you're not making my job easier. Thank you. Okay, so what do you think? Did Nico made from Skopje to Belgrade?
Yes. Yeah.
Nico? It doesn't look like Nico is here. I received a message that he is here, but he doesn't want to show up. Maybe he missed maybe he's in a hostel, not in, or he found a massage after a long ride. Just let me check. I stand up. No, it's not my thing. This is by just pure accident. Nico? It's not here. Can we just call him and say hi from WhatsApp? Actually, yeah, he may have problem. Ah. Interesting. What's happening? No, I missed with the number. Wait. No, he's not picking up. So you can use this time to fill out your forms that I have shared with you. And I would like to hear from the audience, what do you think? Who was the best startup?
Tell the story of
Tell a story of Impact Hub. Okay. So until Nico shows up, we will start with the native teams. It's on my email. Just give us a few seconds to put the presentation on.
Say anything? No. No.
Hi everyone, I'm not coming from Skopje, but I'll jump in just so we don't lose the time. I'll introduce myself before the presentation shows up. I'm Igor, and I'm working as a VP of Sales in Native Teams. My idea for the presentation today is not to pitch our product. If somebody wants to hear more, we'll be here after the official part. I wanted to cover something that is related to the future, and that is remote, and future is also now. We'll cover basically all of the, let's say, pros and cons of mastering the remote workforce management, and in general, how we managed and what we learned from the last 4 years. So firstly, to give you just a brief introduction of Native Teams and what we are doing, basically. We are empowering businesses and individuals to achieve global growth without the need of establishing their own entities worldwide. At the moment, we are covering more than 60 countries. We're offering a variety of the solutions that are related to the employment, taxes, payments, and mobility, which are starting from the employer of record or EOR, payroll, of course, a lot of the tax solutions, compliance expertise, knowledge base, and a lot more. In general, the idea of our service is to simplify and streamline hiring, paying, and managing a global workforce. So why is remote work not dead? Because a lot of the people, especially in the business area, were referring to remote force being dead after the COVID stopped, but numbers and analytics are showing different. So you can see that from this chart on the right side, in general, the office attendance is still 30% lower than it was before the pandemic, which means that people are used to the remote work, so it's not going to come back. Secondly, office attendance is lower in metropolitan areas, especially because of the expensive housing and the costs of renting a house. Thirdly, the change in the work habits and productivity left by the pandemic are still here to stay, and that's because most of the workforce nowadays are millennials, which means remote work is not going anywhere. And of course, out-migration slowed. People are not buying that much houses outside of the metropolitan areas, but still people are not leaving that much the urban core, but working from home rather than from the office. And you can see these are basically the biggest business hubs and the number of the working days from the office. and the chart is from 2023. I'll share the presentation later. You can see the reference links for all of the charts that I have. Just one sec. Okay, and why is the remote work important for your business? And this is also referred to the startups that are pitching today, or anybody who is part of some company, startup, scale up, or SMB in general. Firstly, what we see is that senior professionals had the opportunity to work remotely, and they're enjoying it. So they won't let go out the flexibility that remote working is bringing. Secondly, now as an employer, you're basically competing against the whole world. You're not locked by the borders of the country or region, as it was before the pandemic, but now basically people can work freely without any borders. And thirdly, using an ER solution like Native Teams allows you to firstly hire globally, secondly, have the talent base that is not locked again to the country where you are based, and thirdly, keep your operations and be cost effective. And again, you can see that in general, as the talent goes up by seniority, the percentage of people that are basically 100% into working from home goes up, which means everybody strongly prefers to work from home. It's much easier and better. So some fresh metrics about remote work in 2023 is that 20% of people are ready to sacrifice between 10 and 20% of their salaries just for the sake of working from home. And that's also related because to a couple of different perspectives. And that's firstly, you're saving time. There is no commuting. Secondly, you have a lot more freedom and privacy. And thirdly, you have the option to work from pajama from work. So yeah, why not? Secondly, 45% of people feel they're more productive when working from home, which is true. I can say that from first perspective, to be honest. You can see that 81% of people said that they would be more loyal to employer who is offering, in general, remote work, because in the end, people would love to go on a vacation, but work from somewhere, but not lose their days off. And fourthly, last but not least, number of the remote job ads on LinkedIn has grown by 457%, which is really a huge number. That means that remote work is just going up. And why, in general, is remote work important for the business? Firstly, people have more time at their disposal. As I mentioned, they're firstly more energized. They have more time for them, their family, friends, and rest of the stuff, and they need less time to get the rest that everybody needs, especially nowadays when we're living in this environment of informations and digital age. Secondly, you can have easily better quality of life, which means to happier employees, and in the end, that boosts everything from effectiveness to productivity. And third, all of the amazing tools that we have now are just enabling the effective remote work from anywhere, like Asana, Figma, Miro, or any CRM or similar tool. But again, we have some of the cons that are related to the remote work, and I just drafted a couple of them, but also there is a lot more. I can also mention that managing remote workforce is much harder because it's always easier to handle somebody when you speak with them in person rather on like Google Meet, Zoom, or Microsoft Teams, whatever. Secondly, infiltration on video conferencing software is something that is happening big time, especially in 2023. Secondly, a lot of the scams might happen, which means the cybersecurity is something that needs to be #1 priority if you're working remotely. And of course, that's leading to data leakage, which again is something that can be covered through the cybersecurity or just handling the actions that are firstly solid data policy and standards. Secondly, separating of the personal and business devices. And thirdly, leveraging the security software tools such as password management, VPN, and more. This is a book that I recommend to everyone. It's not related just to remote work, but rather like a lot of the stuff that are happening now, and that remote is happening. It's not future, it's present. And what is basically like from my side, like 4 fundamental let's say foundations of the remote culture are firstly that you need to onboard your employees in the right way. That's something that is always harder if you're working remotely, because you need to handle people that are not close to you, which means firstly, you might be hiring somebody who is from different country, which means different cultural needs and different, I don't know, way of thinking when it comes to the work culture or whatever else. So you need to be a bit more prompt when in general onboarding employees. Secondly, you need to go out of your way to create connection between teammates, which means like what we did, we are always hosting team building activities. They're bringing people together at least 2 to 4 times per year, just for the sake of having that in-person connection between teammates. It's just bringing a lot more, because firstly, you're offering them freedom, but secondly, we're still working. We still need to have some standards there. Thirdly, you need to go out of your way to prioritize face time and prevent isolation, which I mentioned just a bit before. And of course, to embrace gamification and recognize accomplishments. And that's something that is increasing with the remote workforce being a thing of the present, because firstly, because of the cost effectiveness, companies are not paying for the renting of the office spaces. So there is much more to offer to the employees. So in general, the future of remote work. Why? Generation Z will be even more demanding of remote work than millennials, and they are gonna be most of the workforce in the next 10 years. Secondly, you have one-stop shop for managing remote staff. You can count on native teams on this one, of course. And project and task management tools are becoming increasingly more essential and tightly connected to other apps, which brings us to the point that remote work is present and future. And yeah, that's everything. I just wanted to make it super short and sleek. If you want to speak more about native teams or anything related to remote work, you can firstly scan the QR code for our website, and yeah, we'll be here. You have also Mia from the jury. She's also from native teams, so yeah, you can ask.
Wait, I think you have questions.
Oh yeah, maybe somebody has questions. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, maybe I see Nanini and Nela looking you with some questions, maybe, huh? No? Okay. Giuseppe, do you want
Did I win?
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Probably.
You don't want to present we have Nico here, so
yeah, and you have the logo, man. Look at this. You're sponsoring us. Thank you so much.
What do you think? Did Nico find a way from Skopje to Belgrade? He did. Nico, can you please join me on stage? This is your pointer. Go on the right. And this is your mic.
Yeah, thank you. Does it work? Does it work? Working. This one. Yes. Good day. Sorry, everybody, to keep you waiting. Okay, so ready. When I say the word fashion, what most of you think of are probably fashion shows, runways, clothing boutiques, stores. But many of you not remember the backside of the story, the back end of every textile product, how much waste it generates, how much of it is being sent to third world countries, and how much of it is being buried there and incinerated, which is a massive impact for our environment. How much of an impact? Well, Blue Mean Resources recently reported that fashion brands are spilling an average of 25% of their raw material inputs straight out of production. What it means also for the business is that the companies are keeping 25% of their surface not being used, posing a problem, and they're in a constant lookout for a solution. Well, I'm here today to propose one. So rather than the current model, looking at a sewing pattern as a closed system, we pose a paradigm where the work orders is a puzzle, where it looks out to be matched with another piece of puzzle based on their geometric and mechanical properties for them to be paired. The algorithm augments the dimensions first in-house inside one company, then outside from the entire industry, making possible the inter-brand collaboration. And if nothing's found, then basically just in the end, matchmaking between the scraps and the recyclers for them to recycle it in any way possible. The solution provides for the producers monetization of leftovers, for the recyclers the capitalization of the industry surpluses, and makes it possible for the green and digital transition to happen. You can think of it as one big dialogue holder platform for all of the textile industry's leftover waste, where the brands can log in to map, track, publish, and monetize on their waste scraps, where the needers can now finally search for material and filter them by geometric sizes, shapes, patterns, sizes, amounts, don't have to respect other people's minimal order quantities. And you get this structure that is a Green Deal engine for the EU that provides everyone with brand awareness and how green you are in sanitizing your waste. So finally, now a furniture company can down feature and sell their leftover wrestle material to a local designer who knows what to do with it. Two brands can collaborate in sync at the same time, optimizing their offcuts and the surface used. And of course, upcycling can happen, meaning that local brands now have access to in-advance subscription for the leftovers of big brands. The market size, 25% of the entire textile industry, $2.3 trillion, is a new market worth $300 billion, a new green added value secondary market, which we aim to tame in this bottom-up approach, eventually reaching out to the entire textile sector. So the competition, we differ from them, are in indirect competition on the search algorithm. We provide access to the secondary market. We make it possible for you to do your CSR through our platform. And we do the Fosbury flop, meaning brands no longer need to pay for the sanitization of their waste. They are now getting paid for that waste. The business model, the revenue streams are first from the factories that pay an annual license software fees. From the society, the end user pay a one-time transaction fee based on a transaction. And we sell data, which can be used to trend forecasts and business intelligence to third parties. The team consists of 2 computer scientists and 1 textile technologist just graduated, 2 years of experience in the sector, 2 Olympic medal winners respectively, and overall 4 optimization hackathons already won with the nesting heuristics. We have 2 University of Zagreb mentors leading us. So the traction, we've currently collaborated with these brands down here, and now from the January 2024, they're starting a feasibility study with a cluster of industry partners upper sign, their LOIs. And the slide 11 is missing, but it was stating that the feasibility study will cost this much. Then when we get it rolling, we will have income based on the results that we provide the industry with. So some traction will get things going, and we break even and deploy our beta version of the software somewhere mid-July, June, July next year. So yeah, basically that's it. Let me just say for the 11th slide that the strategy is that we are looking for 90K investment, 90K euros, and we would love it in a 50K form, and we co-invest our 40K. Thank you.
Amazing. Honestly, amazing. It was worth waiting for you.
It was easier than driving from Skopje to here.
I cannot imagine just like...
I didn't know you
stepping
guys
out
don't
of the
use
car,
lights when
go
you
right,
switch
go
tracks.
right. So just to be clear, Nico is not from Skopje, he's not from Macedonia, he's from Croatia. And now I give jury their time for the questions.
Hi, so I'll start. Thank you, and I'm sorry you had to rush and probably be additionally stressed about everything. So the first question that comes to mind is logistics. Like, how far can you send the textiles? Is it in one country or cross-continent, or does it depend on the size of the, like the amount of the leftovers and so on? And this is like an additional thing you need to solve, and it seems to me the most expensive part of your business.
Definitely, we do intend to partner with with freight companies such as DPD, UHL, and UPS. Down here, it was cut off that the algorithm also works based on proximity for it to calculate how much CO2 will be emitted in the transaction from here to company A to company B. So yeah, definitely it is taken into the context, and we are basing our algorithms based on the radius where you're located. And the partnership with the freight companies is intended. The user who pays for the end transaction, this one right here, he calculated into his price the freight cost. So he's paying for the freight cost. And still him paying the freight costs, but because the material is less expensive as it is a secondary raw material, still you get a cheaper price than ordering new volumes of primary raw material and not using it to the fullest.
Just one more question. Sorry if I'm clogging the mic. Is it proven that different companies can reuse each other's materials because they all have their own designs? They choose these materials for specific reasons and so on. So how much can actually be exchanged?
Yeah, three types of use cases. So down featuring, so meaning a global fashion brand that has its own expos in Dubai and stuff like that can definitely, currently they are donating it to local fashion brands who are, for example, doing the pillowcases for, we provided them with pillowcases for 80 pillowcases for 2 coffee bars, 450 aprons made out of completely upcycled textile. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the furniture company. So just-in-time collaboration can happen because we've broadened this search range. Our puzzle search range is broadened, meaning we can now know just-in-time in medias res. We can know who is working on what where. We know their geometry, how are they nesting their sewing patterns where, so we know what's the inverse, what's negative, what's not being used, and we can implement sewing elements from other companies into there. So for example, cutting can happen at one place and then be disseminated separately laterwards. So definitely can happen. For example, yeah, we have this sort of an algorithm, and it really works. And of course, for laterwards, just forwarding the elements that you didn't use. For example, Adidas has their own banner materials that they won't no longer be needing necessary for their later purposes. They can just give it out to Juriho, a company in Croatia that does chef uniforms and everything for the city, for the municipal clothes and working uniforms. They can donate it to them. We made 150. We provided them with the material for them to make 150 tote bags out of the banner material from Adidas. And also, these are all the brands that did find a new purpose for any centimeter squared of their surfaces somehow. So absolute attraction is rolling.
Thanks. An expert laser user. You're the first one that used the laser.
Nico, can you please explain what hardware is needed in the factories to collect data about the textiles and
please, would you just repeat, please? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry. My question is, can you explain what hardware is needed inside the factories to collect the data about the leftovers, and eventually how much does it cost and who pays for it?
No hardware, so it's software only. We need hardware, for example, cloud computing from NVIDIA, Azure, and stuff like that. So we need hardware to do high performance computing to calculate it all, but no hardware, no photogrammetry software, no nothing, cameras installed in the shop floor, nothing. So you have in advance, you know, and you track the vector files that are being pushed through the manufacturing facility. So you know when the cutter is going to cut at any time what, so you can absolutely just in time insert new elements into the sewing picture. You can instantly and dynamically update the sewing patterns and you know, have like a bidding system. So, oh, I want a 40 centimeters times 40 centimeters fabric from that. Does somebody have it? Oh, they do. Okay, sure, integrate it into their sewing pattern. Oh, I need 20 centimeters extra more for that and that. Sure. Roll the roll of fabric even more so that you have more centralized sewing pattern elements that you don't need, so that other people can put something in them. So meaning no software, you know everything based, no hardware, you know everything based just on the software and the files and the processing of the files that the industry already works with.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Go ahead.
Nico, tell us, why were we all waiting for you?
Because there are a lot of middlemen in it, in the process. So for example, a company gives it out, pays somebody, a company B, to take out the waste, and the company B pays the company C to take it out on a different continent where they have the proposition for it to be donated or placed on the secondary market, but it doesn't. It just goes into landfills and gets incinerated. So there are a lot of middlemen, there's a lot of gray economy, and it's not being regulated. So in 2025, the regulation is coming, the Corporate Social Due Diligence Directive and the Extended Producer Responsibility Directive. So the framework is about to be set up. So that's why this is the right time for this software to gain traction.
That answer to your question?
No, but he's really good, so
I know.
it was a good way to not address
I
the
know.
question.
Thank you, Nico. I think the jury is amazing. So that was the last startup. Now I will kindly ask you to, I mean jury, not everybody else, to move to the board. There is Fred waiting for you in a breakout room.
One, do you hear me?
I think it's not working.
Let's try with this one. This one is working. You can borrow this one. Then we can share one.
Hopefully this third time, yes, it works, yes. Welcome to the We Founders podcast, everybody. Right now, we're gonna have a really nice conversation with the founders of EasyPass. It's an occasion for us to find out a little bit more about the startup, what they do, their achievements, their story, what they can actually advise to all of the women founders, and celebrate together with them
everybody's success. So thank you for being here. It's really always an honor to see young women such as yourself bringing up startups and acquiring recognition from our ecosystem and beyond. So without further ado, I would love to ask you about yourselves a little bit, your story, how you got the idea of putting up EasyPass and what it does.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much. This one is also working.
Is it?
Yeah, never mind. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm Jana and this is Mariana, and we are co-founders of startup EasyPass. Even though you see only my photo, we decided both to come and talk about this.
Hi everyone, thanks for the invitation.
A little bit about us. We both have the similar background. We grown up in entrepreneurial families. We graduated economics and then international business and management. And then, but we have a different background related to work and job after the college. I have experience in digital marketing, and she has experience in finance analytics.
So you both know each other from a long
From
time.
university.
University, yes, we were colleagues.
And how we came up with the idea with EasyPass. Even while studying, we saw that all of our colleagues are taking private lessons in order to prepare for entry exams. And not just students, but also pupils from primary and secondary school. And they were asking around, looking for adequate tutor, searching on Facebook groups, on many different sources to find and to schedule when they want. So we came up to idea to have all of that on one place. So it is educational platform where you can find online tutors in any subject and book private lessons in just a few clicks.
So does it work in Serbia, in the region, internationally? How does it work?
We are currently only in Serbia, unfortunately, but we plan to expand our markets at the beginning of next year, actually, at least to the region. Because it's pretty similar to Serbian market and needs are pretty similar, school systems are pretty similar, so we will definitely go for a region in the upcoming year.
Yeah, and why first region? It's very important when you're starting a startup to know your competition. In the region, there is no similar educational platform. I mean, you can find online tutoring ads on different platforms that offers all kind of services and products, not just educational platform, but we want to be that first education platform in the region.
Fantastic. And how do you guys make money?
So tutors pay subscription to be promoted on the platform, but that subscription is based on the number of lessons. So it is directly linked to the number of lessons that they hold on our platform.
So are you revenue positive now? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Is that, are you sustaining yourself with this?
Not yet, but we are super proud because for the last few months, we are growing like month over month, like 100%. And it's finally happening, like after 2 years of working hard. We were early stage, like even few months ago before our very first investment. But now we are positive. Still not sustainable, but it will be.
Tell us a little bit more about your investment. How did it happen?
No one believed that it will happen at that point because we were really early stage, almost pre-revenue then. And we are young entrepreneurs and everyone were telling us that like, you don't have any experience, maybe you should wait a bit. But we went for it and it was very hard because we had more than 100 calls with potential investors, only calls. And in addition, approaching via LinkedIn and via email. And it was really, we were working hard for 6 months. That's actually fast. And we were super happy when we onboarded our first angels, and they're really great, every single of them.
6 months is actually a short time to raise.
But we were first cohort of Catapult program, so
Right.
there was a deadline, so we had to.
And I'm sure that they helped you, right, with the context and
with the network. Yes, of course.
They helped us actually to prepare us how to raise, to theoretically to know all the terms, to know how to negotiate. To some of our mentors were actually angel investors, so they know perspective from the other side. They couldn't invest; they were just the mentors. But even our mentors actually were kind of preparing us to raise, but they were scared if we don't raise, like, please don't give up, don't get disappointed. Even they didn't believe that much.
Fantastic. And tell us a little bit more about how much you raised and how you structured the round, if it is possible that you tell us.
We were not publicly announcing that the amount, but it was a very small I am calling it first tranche of a pre-seed round. So it was 70K from the angel investors and then plus 70K from Catapult. And we believe that that was enough for us for a runway of 1 year. So for the first investment, it was good. Maybe it was a better option that we went for grants first, but we didn't know that. As I said, we were first cohort of Catapult, and maybe it was better to go to mini grant or for some grant program first, and then to go to the investors. But as we passed Catapult, we were already in the game.
Well, it's learning, right? So it's a great start anyways. And what are your next steps?
Next steps are we already bought actually today domains for all of the countries in the region. So we are preparing ourselves to open new markets in the beginning of next year. And we'll also raise another round in the first or second quarter of next year.
What kind of partners you may need to get to the regional market?
We would need a country lead in every single country in the region, but the idea was to first buy a domains and then to publish a landing page for tutors to show some interest. And then after that, we will seek for the partners, also through the network of
and
investors.
we're sure it will be much easier than starting here, because we will hopefully have money and another ground. And here we started on our own with our student budget, with no any grant, no mentors, nothing. So it will be much easier if we can have some employee or someone to deal that market.
Yeah, no, for sure. You already have a validation from Serbia, and I'm sure that you can count on the ambassadorship of your tutors from here to share the news with your colleagues from the region. So yes, absolutely. Kudos for you. Well, we're at it. What have you learned that as women entrepreneurs, as women founders through your journey, and what do you think today, you know, in Serbia, in the region, but also in international markets? What does it mean to be women entrepreneurs?
It means that you're always like 10% of female in the room, like all events, accelerator programs, like more than 80% are male founders. But that should not stop any female to have a startup. It is hard and tough, but you can learn anything through some experience. Maybe we can say that we are more detail-oriented, and sometimes we like to postpone things because we want to be perfect. We don't go out with a product or feature or any campaign, anything, but we wait to be perfect. But now we are learning to test.
I also wanted to add here our experience actually from the fundraising. Because we usually hear stories about women entrepreneurships around the conferences, and we had the idea while fundraising to approach every single lady that was talking on a conference in 2022 about women entrepreneurship. And there was a list of around 100 ladies. I approached every single of them, not only for funds, but just for a meeting, for a call, for a coffee, for advice. And I received only 2 answers, which means that we are talking a lot about this topic, but we are not doing a lot. And that was a bit disappointing, because as women, we should support each other.
I totally agree. That's why we're also here. So I think that you should tell that story. I think that maybe today the times are a little bit more ripe also in Serbia. And I think that women are more ready to sort of step out of, you know, a gray zone, right? It's hard for all of us, and you know it yourself. You are first-time founders, right?
First-time founders.
First-time founders. So it's a big step, you know. A lot of times I heard a lot of women, both as, you know, first-time angel investors and first-time entrepreneurs, that if we don't get it right the first time, then we actually lost the game, and we demonstrated that, you know, it's not for us to be in this field. So thank you actually for being some of the first ones, and for, you know, being in here every day, and for making it happen. But I know that your example is actually an inspiration and a validation for us also, who want to invest in founders like you. So definitely we should bring your story a lot more to the audiences and to the public. And, you know, 140,000 in Serbia is something that you can work with, right? It's definitely something that if it gives you a bandwidth of 1 year, it's already a good thing, you know? And so you have time to move along.
Of course, and I think we will be definitely, if we are not already, a leader on a domestic market. That's why we raised that first investment.
Really great. So what from your journey, what from your learnings can you share for other women entrepreneurs, right? You talked about the fact that, you know, you call 100 women and only 2 of them reacted. What else?
First thing that crossed my mind when you asked is that a quote, which I heard on some conference, that no one wakes up in the morning thinking about you. That's not only for women entrepreneurs, that's for all entrepreneurs, that you have to follow up, you have to call, you have to show up, you have to be there. That would be my advice.
Okay, from my side, even though statistics are disappointing, but when we started, we didn't know even the terms. What is term sheet? What is Series A? We didn't know anything. We are startup founders for the first time. We started startups straight after the college, but you can learn anything.
Absolutely. I think we're all still learning, and especially in Serbia, you know, the investment scene is developing actually after the entrepreneurial scene, right? So we're all still learning this, and, you know, there's a lot of models that we have to get a grip on in here, and there's so many models that are changing. So even the investments need to change. So you actually talked about grants, and maybe when you developed EasyPass, they were not so publicly available here. Now there's more of that. And I think that for sure one of your suggestion to other ones would be to take more grants at the beginning for testing and save equity for later for investors.
For the first phase, of course, yes. Grants and accelerator programs, mentors are also crucial in the first phase. And then after that, investments.
What kind of skill or competencies do you think you will need to sort of grow your startup in international markets?
Oh, that will be tough because in international market there is a huge competition, but you have to find like your difference from them or niche. For now, our niche is that we are on this market, like on Balkans and region, we don't have competition. There is competition in Europe and in the world, of course, and there are similar platforms, but a majority of them are for languages. But we also focus on school subjects, not just languages, because market for that is also huge.
And we need to learn more about cultures. Even though there are low barriers, entry barriers, like languages are pretty similar, but imagine Serbian teacher teaching history to in Croatia, for example. So it would not be good.
That's not possible.
We have to learn a lot about cultures and mentality and their history, about countries itself.
So I think it would be fantastic for you to sort of explore as well ways to come in contact with the next investors who maybe have invested in similar startups as yours, so they know the space, they know the markets, they may be interested in having contacts with you to understand how to maybe pivot some things. And maybe there's definitely organizations and support organizations that can help you with this. The Impact Hub, for example, is in a lot of different European countries, and maybe it can be useful for you to sort of ping and see what's out there, and reach out for help, mentorship, and things like that, so that you can find
say
out
that
stuff.
all of our mentors we had, they're always willing to help us again, even though accelerator ends or some program ends, they're always willing to hear how we are scaling and where do we need help.
It's a great job. Thank you so much for being trailblazers and for leading the way and for not being shy and for just sharing your learning and your challenges. We're here to support and learn from you and share your story. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now food.
I think that we have some news.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I was wrong. The slide was right next one. Okay, so now we are back in the program. I'm back in the program. How did you enjoy demo day so far? So I invite on the stage program manager from Impact Hub Belgrade, my dear colleague Julia Berti, and Morten Sorensen. Try this way, Morten. Thank you so much. Yours. So, Morten and Julia have to tell you something, and after that we are going to announce the winners of the Western Balkan Winter Demo Day.
Yes, no, we're going to be super brief. It's just to explain you about what's happening upstairs, because now we will start a networking part all together. So I think it makes sense for us to know who's in the room. So I'm addressing right now the people that are working downstairs to say that what happened here, it's the Winter Western Balkan Demo Day from the Impact Hub. We just had few teams pitching, and we will be announcing the winner very soon. And I'm also going to introduce Morten. We've been partnering for almost 3 years now. We've been running the EIT Climate Accelerator here in the Impact Hub, and EIT Climate Kick has been a very close partner of ourselves. And this is also why the event upstairs is linked to the EIT community. We tried to bring this together and actually physically organize this event at the same time, in the same day, to make sure that the communities are connecting. So I'm actually giving the floor to Morten just to explain us more about what happened upstairs, so that you can also maybe find new people to mingle and to connect with and to build partnerships. Morten, to you.
Thank you very much, Julia, and hello, and thank you very much for meeting all of you here in Belgrade. We upstairs have been focusing on what would be the early stage before actually accelerating. So some of the research institutes in the Western Balkans have been through our mentorship programs that is called Infra Booster. And today we have the end event where we had 12 teams that have been pitching their ideas of how that can actually generate income and also continue their journey from not just being an idea at the research institute, but actually moving further beyond. And I'm also very happy that today it's not just Climate Kick. I have a lot of my colleagues here from EIT Health, EIT Food, EIT Manufacturing, EIT Raw Materials. So if there's any of the other kicks that you want to connect with, then I would say you have a golden opportunity here after the winner has been announced, where we will join you down here.
Thank you so much, Martin. And probably we use these acronyms as if it's normal words, but for anyone who's not aware about this, EIT is the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. So it's actually one of the most innovative European Union funded bodies that are, now I'm worried that I'm saying the wrong terminologies, but it's just to say that are actually trying very much to promote innovation all over Europe and actually beyond the European Union itself. So keep in mind that it's still about innovation as much as it was the pitching here downstairs. I'm just checking with my colleague if we have the winner. I'm waiting especially for our facilitator here. If
we have winner, we have two winners.
Well, okay, two winners, so we can announce them.
We go on a stage, not just like walk around.
Okay, sorry.
I will invite the parts of the jury to join me on the stage if they are around. Igor.
I see Marco up there.
Yeah. Yes.
In case they need the mic,
Oh.
please.
So, as I see Marco, who is somebody who is with the most knowledge here to announce the winners.
Me?
The most knowledgeable about winners.
Most knowledge, okay. So, we start. Okay. Okay, so we have two winners, and we start from the second one. And who has the...
There are the prices for the second one and the first part, but second part of the first one.
Okay.
No, with him.
Okay. Okay. So the second winner is Nico from Reclo. We're waiting for you, but at the end, we're still waiting for you, but at the end, you win. This is the ticket. Explain the price.
Yeah, so basically the price will be to participate at the We Make Future Festival and to pitch at We Make Future Festival and also to take part to all the B2B activities with open innovation stakeholder.
To pitch on time this time.
So that was the second place. The first place, the winners of the money award and
the winner is, as usual,
the winner is
Spectra.
Spectro,
sorry. Spectra is the Thank you. And the prize? There is two prizes for you. One is the same. So you have the possibility to pitch, and the other one is
1K euros from native teams.
Thank you. So you come on here. So thanks for all the team to pitch. we send to you some comments. So if you want to talk and to understand the reason why.
Already started. They want
Okay, the music starts, so sorry. There is no time. But if you want to talk with us, we are here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I just announce that this is the end of the live stream, and now we are going to network, cut the Zoom down, and YouTube